So yeah,
This
I
man's
feel like
scheming.
the hot tub would be a go-to move. Go in there, you know, close the door.
Chilling with Loretta, who's just floating on the hot tub.
Yeah, wash himself down. Get himself nice and presentable. Oh man, if only I had the what was it? The pineapple scented, the pina colada scented.
That's what it was. Yeah.
From the 7-Eleven, but alas, I used that a long time ago.
You used it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Arcturus and Nomad used it.
Oh yeah. That is when it was consumed a long time ago.
And so you read it while you kick your feet up like Geralt in Witcher 3, and you
Forgot I had to write that.
I really like the last point, Malik, that you left, which just has nothing. You just...
No, that's very realistic. It was probably William going, and then someone going, "We have to go," and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Now that you're out, who would you like? I was gonna say, who would you like to do? Who would you like to speak to?
Who would I like to? Well, completely clueless as to how this fucking works. He's going to look around and spy his good friend, the porn master, or not the porn master, the sex master,
William Rytor.
Forgive me for getting his title.
Yeah, you better get his title correct. Put some respect on his title.
Respect it, if you will.
And he'll look over and he'll be like, well, obviously, the master of sex would know how this works.
He's making his way. You see it, William. He's walking with a little bit of swagger.
Oh shit! I forgot.
He psyched himself up. The chicken Loretta's with him.
Loretta is his wingman.
Oh yeah, literally. Oh my
Yo.
god.
I will
William.
place this. I assume there's an ashtray or something.
Yeah, there's an ashtray.
Put it down. Be like, Shagram.
So, you know, it's, well, you know.
You don't know how to start this, do you?
No.
Alright. To be fair, neither do I, but I have a general idea. This kind of establishment was pretty much already gone where I came from. So the way this works, from my understanding, is you gotta find someone who works here. You gotta make sure they... Actually, wait, hold on. Why am I giving you a hypothetical? Shit, I don't know these things. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm gonna ask the bartender. See? Works out. Be like, alright. Oh, you know, I'll be like, yeah, it's the first for both for him.
I see. Then... Oriana, would you... She approaches. And, she says, well, Oriana here has 2 different services if you'd like Shagram. If you would prefer non-sexual interactions, you can pet her for 30 gold. For sexual interactions, that will be 50 gold.
That silence was deafening.
Dude. She provides sexual work and emotional support. Dude, this woman's bait.
And I'm just gonna look into his purse and be like, Weedy, my good friend.
1, don't call me that. 2, Shagram, how are you doing on funds?
Well, you know, and he'll show you his purse with all 38 gold pieces and a piece of pocket lint.
A paperclip too.
A little bit of old chewed gum.
Bread crust. Yeah, but he's like kind of like shrugged over, like real fucking awkward and nervous about it.
And
So
she's
it's very
only
fun.
she's only returning smiles as she's going to lead you. I'm going to control your token here.
God, he's assuming control.
Callista's eyes are not
He's
averting her
assuming
gaze.
control.
Callista's
Assuming direct
watching-
control.
Callista's keeping an eye on those two.
This hurts you.
Oh, there are handcuffs in here.
You know? And upon that door closing, Callista's gonna turn back around and write something down.
What is she writing down?
Oh, she's writing down her report to Arcturus.
Understand.
Imagine being Arcturus, all this shit, and then you get like an email, you check it, and it says, "Warning: Shagram has had sex."
Oh no! This is a legitimate.
It's starred and
magic item.
favorited and then like sent as important.
There are no rules.
Hunter,
That's
use
just,
your
that's just because one hasn't arisen.
go ahead, Hunter.
Would
Roll
any-
fortitude.
None of these are. This isn't a magical or mental effect.
No,
Darn.
it might become magical in a moment.
Yeah, Shagram might think it's magical.
All right, Shagram. You're tuckering out, friend. Roll another one.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Shagram, do you
I'm
want
so
to use?
tempted.
Do you want to use a hero?
It's up to you. It's up to you, Hunter.
Heroes never die.
Oh.
Oh
If we're gonna roll a natural one, I was gonna shit my pants. One.
God.
Come on, baby!
Oh.
Come on!
Shagram, would you like to re-roll?
Heroes never die.
The suspense is killing me.
Shagram, roll once more.
Oh man.
She's ringing you out, brother.
Oh,
And that
oh no.
and that is when Shagram, truly, the Great One, has sent you on a glorious quest. And this was what one stepping stone to something truly momentous.
That was something. Drink the big old cup of water. And is there a mirror in here?
There is.
He'll stand up, looking in the mirror, like posed up, like his hands are in like fists, and they're both on like either side of his hips. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
he's
he's just
flexing his
kinda-
abs. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of standing there, looking at himself in the mirror, just the mask on.
Big,
And it'll
green,
just
and
kinda-
beautiful.
Yeah, he's just standing there, and he's like, "We finally did it."
This one's for you, Narita.
Actually,
Oh,
he'll kind of be like, "Bless up."
He's got his reading glasses on. And he just kind of looks up at you, Shagram, and he notices you have a different air about you. You know, you seem relaxed, you seem at ease, and as he looks up at you and sort of like not in disgust, but more in like slight annoyance, and then he softens as soon as he sees your mood, you know, your rejuvenation. And he just smiles and starts sort of chuckling to himself. And he says, "Well, good for you, Master Shagram." And then he'll look back down and not say another word.
From you, master. And I must say, it was glorious. I must thank you for your teachings and the opportunity that you gave me.
Callista is looking between William and Shagram. He's kind of looking back between, be like, "Did you two?"
Hmm?
I'll have to update my report.
What? Callista, what do you... Oh, first of all, Glad to hear it, Shagram. Second of all, Callista, what are you implying?
Well, I mean, with the way Master Shagram's talking about it, you guys, I don't know, spent the night together.
No.
And Obaris, at this moment, he's like taking a sip of tea, and he kind of just
spits it out through his nose.
These 4 NPCs, or 5 actually, with Manfaton. I'm gonna put them over here.
No, I mean, it's just general good wishes and good luck. And
Obaris will approach Manfaton, and he will say, "Well, my brother of Sintamo, seems it is time for me to finally face this evil. I would only ask that you wish me luck, and that you guard everyone else here, keep them safe."
Of course, Master Obaris. May the Master of Machines and Magic safeguard you and your companions.
Thank you, brother. And you as well. And he will kind of bow respectfully.
You will bow back.
And then he will rejoin his companions.
Air has been replaced this area. You get to the 6th section. There are these what appears to be flickering bits of light before you see the gate itself. You have made it past all these defenses, all these constructs, all these traps, all these turrets, and the tunnel itself, this long, winding, straight tunnel. It feels like it goes on for miles. You spend 10 minutes walking down this tunnel. Bits of stonework, bits of artificial steel, and eventually the stone gives way to light, almost like sunlight. And you see shrubbery, you see like dead trees, you see grass. You do not look like janitors to me.
Not like that. It is my understanding that there are many forms of aberrations down in these levels. Am I not mistaken?
You are not. There are many foul things and spawns of the Gorogs down here. Why do they concern you?
They do not concern me so much as they are a means to an end, so to speak. We must pass through this level and continue through the Silver Haunt. But if I'm assuming your job is a sort of a two-way street, so to speak. You're here to keep people from going in and to keep these things, and he'll kind of gesture towards all of the dead figures around him, in. Am I right?
You will not have a catastrophic event in their lives. I accept what the people of Vinyamar have accepted. The apocalypse has happened, and we must move forward.
That's, yeah, I suppose you can't stay stuck in the past. But, the reason I'm here and, these others here are, we've, heard these stories about Rytor being a madman, and we've seen some things. We've encountered creatures doing awful things, and they claim to have been hired directly from him. Specifically, we've encountered a dragon and several, and there was a coven of hags that were excuse me, trying to think of the right word, they had resurrected a king of sorts. Well, he wasn't a king yet, but they had a literal puppet running a state, the country of Karhai. And what our friend described was him giving an order to the hag to make sure they have that puppet state of Karhai going on. And the way he was described was, why I kept asking about the head was he had some sort of device lodged into his cranium.
And Obaris, after William says that, will kind of lean forward towards the figure, and he will say, "A lot can change in 6 years. I'm sure someone of your life and experience can understand that. But it is not out of the question that Wilhelm Rytor has found some of these artifacts that you speak of yourself. And we all know that something with that much power has just as much ability to corrupt, doesn't it? For reaching the status of Lore Master, if it's any consolation to you, we are simply here to rid this silver haunt of this potential madman. Surely you understand.
He will sheath his swords immediately. The 2 swords he has, he just puts them away immediately, and he gives you a bow. He goes, "Sincerest apologies, Lord Master. It was not my intention to disrespect."
None taken. You were simply doing your duty.
Now the question remains. You all intend on subduing Rytor, who has succumbed to madness for the artifact of this crown.
Ideally, if there's some way to get that thing off of him, we'll see what we can do. Worst case scenario, well, I shouldn't say that, but it's also, he's done some bad things. I'm sure there's people that like him to answer for it, or mostly clear. Only exception is down on the first floor. There's 3 things. One, there's damn, I know this was only just a couple minutes ago. I already forgot what the actual terms for them are called. There's like a cat-like creature down there, and then another is like his fellow. He looks like he's just always watching you. They don't. What I've noticed is they don't seem to do harm as long as you don't mess with them.
What my friend here is trying to say is there is a Philethus and an Angoyarn on the 2nd level.
Ah, I see.
And
I
then,
appreciate this. I will be sure to steer clear of them.
last thing I'll say is, I got a brief glimpse of it, but it is a skeleton, I think a minotaur?
Nalsien's father.
Wouldn't know.
His son. I do not know his fate. He might have been with Dr. My apologies. Rytor, further below. I have not seen him in quite some time, not many years. Nalsien is the son to that Minotaur. I suspect he is no longer of flesh and blood.
No, he's bones. That comes off kind of like a joke. It's not meant to. Look, he's there too. I didn't want to mess with him, so I guess avoid him as well if you can.
I see.
But that's about it. I wouldn't have known this, but if maybe we should have had you lead on that taco bars. You seem to know a lot more about those things than I did.
Ah, yes, they are the muscle, so to speak, of Vinyama. There are many of them there, and they mean well. But I did not think that he would be very much of a threat to us. I had hoped that he had not been affected by, when I had seen the scene, that he had not been affected by any of the beings here.
A tough son of a bitch, by the looks of it.
Oh yes, quite ferocious.
Century to me, at least. I wasn't. I would say my fate was much better than what's happened to the others.
What happened?
I could tell you, but your companions, if I apparate, they promise not to strike me down.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. And then, I'll turn to the group and just kind of give them a thumbs up.
So from your perspective, you guys watch as Shagram picks up this horse chess piece and it's just been standing there.
Yeah. While he's standing there, Obaris is kind of peering at him, like in at him, looking at him.
Well,
He used the bong cloud opening.
I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you this much here. The first key's in the kitchen. Or I'm sorry, it's in the kitchen. If not the kitchen, it's nearby one of the bedrooms to the far left. I don't know the location of the second, but I was told by Nalsien it was hidden behind an ethereal wall. That's all I can tell you.
An ethereal wall in here, or just somewhere on the floor?
Well, if it was here, I would tell you, but
Shit, fair enough.
it was somewhere in this manor. There's only one floor here.
Well, we appreciate your information. Thank you.
Of course. You see bits of this being kind of like dissipating. Goes, huh? I guess Mondos is calling. I hope.
Be at peace.
Thank you. I hope Elysium is a nice place. And he will begin to dissipate. Roll fortitude, Malik.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take 19 points of damage.
Pretty much this whole room just starts to like viciously and rapidly rot away as like the fucking shadows descend down from the ceilings and just suck the life out of everything, including Brain Boy here, so he just fucking turns into a brain skeleton.
And
Like,
all the
rapidly
eyeballs
before
just kind of
your eyes.
shrivel up, and like the moisture in the eyes just kind of shrivel up and dissipate, and
all his goop just like seeps all over the place.
Named Abraxas. As far as the Tothian priests would allow themselves to say, according to their traditions, Abraxas was an Aeon, no different to numerous Aeons in the Great Beyond, a particularly powerful individual in a powerful subset of Aeons known as the Pleroma. For one reason or another, Abraxas became less involved in the eternal conflict of law versus chaos, and began taking interest in the mortal affairs happening on Midgard, the prime material plane. His Aeon siblings and him differed greatly on a number of topics we will never know about. All we know is that Abraxas departed from the astral plane eons ago, and established a city in an unlikely location, the horrid plane of the Abyss. Abraxas was an outsider among outsiders, and the Dar. Abraxas defended himself against thousands of would-be assailants, and those who submitted to him he allowed to become guards for a city he was constructing in the Abyss. He would marry a Merilith demon named Alistraxia, who would become his queen consort and head of his army. Today that city would be known as Diovengia. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Or
I think it's either
Dioven-
Diovengia or Diovengia. It's up to you.
Okay. The only safe location in all of the Abyss. Its libraries contain forbidden lore and knowledge to scientific theories and metaphysical philosophies of all sorts. Such a story and location interest me greatly, but due to Abraxas' affiliation with the Abyss and demons, many have quickly labeled him as a demon lord. Thor and other scientists ventured here.
I meant to put a H-E-R-E. I messed up.
That's fine. In the year 4999 UC, fleeing the conflict going on in Welland to study in peace. I joined him because we all want what lies at the heart of this region called the Silver Haunt, the Crown of Silver Hauntings, an artifact created by Abraxas himself. The Dawn Sol is colloquially referred to as, by the people of Tarkil, the House of God. It seems the saying might have originated from an apprentice of Abraxas decades ago, and it stuck. As I understand it, from the odd retellings, Abraxas himself refers to Eru, the Maker, simply as God. I must jot down more notes on the subject at another time. Father is ready to leave.
That directly.
Well, his being able to teleport to Diovengia is alarming, to say the least. He would have access to great knowledge.
It would. I mean, I don't know what kind of connections a normal head research man could have had before, but having access to a place like that would explain why he was able to get both a dragon and a bunch of hags to work for him.
I worry is Abraxas's role in all of this.
In what way?
Well, it's not that I would think that he is evil, so to speak, but certainly he would be able to do something about Rytor, would he not?
27 points of mental damage. As the feathers and bones around begin to just all around.
Shagram will sit down in the chair, and then you know the meme image of sad SpongeBob on his bed. That's what he looks like.
Productive to the mission we're on. But Callista's also not going to pick it up.
If no one's taken it, I will put it in my bag of holding. You never know when we need something like this.
Okay.
Well,
The mentions of Aeons and this item being in here is no coincidence.
yeah, it seems like it allows you to speak to an Aeon
Yeah, it lets you
telepathically.
telepathically communicate with anything, pretty much.
But if you're not speaking with another Aeon, you speak in riddles, sort of. You have vague and mysterious meaning. Like you can't.
Well. Well, we have the 2 keys. I say we go ahead and head back and report back to Bronte, and then tomorrow, after a good rest, we'll come back and open the keys to the mausoleum.
Yeah. Let's
Right
head
then.
back now. I'm still holding Shagram. I forcibly put the hood on him. No.
How long does this intense feeling of sadness last?
How long does your sadness last, Hunter?
I don't know.
Typically.
You tell me. I'm asking for my character, not for myself, because I don't know the end of that.
But I'm asking you because that is up to Shagram, because the effect is gone. Right? You feel it for the moment, but whether or not it lingers is up to you.
How emotional can Shagram get?
I'll make a will save. Instead of
Also-
DC for this will save.
Alright,
Also-
we'll say 35.
35.
You critically fail.
I'm super sad. Shagram is literally just limp.
And William is carrying him.
Is William struggling to carry Shagram?
No, I'll tell you, he's got him comfortably on one shoulder.
Alright, cool.
He's been looking for these for quite some time. And I've been looking for the crown, or at least a means to take the crown. And so I've found the appropriate party, brave men and women, to take the crown and make sure he does not try to teleport to Diovengia.
But the crown is fused to his head. That's not
Indeed.
something you can really take off.
Father can take care of that. And she smiles.
Your dad,
You've met him, no?
I think he was that fella. Yeah, we had to fight a dragon. He was on the other end. You being
You're hellspawn of Byleth. He does not like Abraxas. There's a bit of conflicting interests here. I know you're not working for Byleth, but you're associated with those who do. When we get to the crown, there's a high likelihood that Byleth will attempt to intervene. Perhaps not directly. Intervene nevertheless. He has a grudge with Abraxas, one that I'm not familiar with, as my master has never told me the explicit details of the rivalry, if you will.
Do you have contact with your master?
It's complicated.
Governed. I understand there's like relics and shit here, but like, if this is you've got like, what are they called, Argonauts and all that stuff. Why not just leave it be abandoned and have people come in? Surely there's not anything as bad as this crown, right?
There are enemies of old, older than anything you could conceive, that are still lingering in the megastructure. Argonauts will do the job just fine. However, I think Shagram has the strongest will out of any of you. And she kind of, you hear the faint bit of Shagram kind of crying. He's, aside from that,
He's got the strongest will.
his determination is still there. Just like ugly crying. That this whole endeavor with you having a devil body, I feel like this was planned from his angle. I don't know.
Whose angle?
Byleth, of course. If this whole area is connected to Abraxas and he does not like Abraxas, and he sends, or at least Nomad makes a pact with him unknowingly. Of course, Nomad could not have predicted this, but...
You're saying you think Byleth is using me as an opportunity?
She shrugs, but it's a shrug that indicates possibly. Stuck between a rock and a hard place in this situation, but...
I seem to usually be in that spot. Far more often than not.
Much more lighthearted.
Yeah.
The other phantoms I'd spoken to had perished from a famine here. They were working with the fellow, but they could not recall his name. I suppose he had turned to ghoulism and had feasted on their corpses. It is quite tragic, but such is the fate of most who turn to undeath to survive in hellish conditions. Should you encounter this individual, of course, Callista here is a proficient killer of undead. She will be quite handy in this endeavor.
I can only promise to try my best.
And you will. If Arcturus has sent his best soldier, I believe you will do fine. He will smile. She'll place a gentle hand on your mask, trying to caress your face. She will say, everything we've done led you to this moment. From when I visited that beautiful village to when I had secretly helped you train in your oracular powers to ensuring your arrival here was smooth. You've grown so strong.
Shagram is just like he's like a statue, unmoving.
Your family, do you remember?
What you mean?
You've mentioned your mother. Do you not recall anything about her?
I mean, she was me mom. She was big. And,
Was she? Did she have green skin?
I mean,
And when you were trying to remember, your image of your own mother is vague.
don't do this to me.
Dude. Oh my god.
That's messed up, Percival.
Oh. Oh, him!
And if she says these things, she is in Kehlani. And the true nature of your full-blooded orc father has been revealed to you. The fog dissipates, there is some divine magic at play to obscure Kehlani's identity. The orc woman that you suspected to be your mother was never your mother, and her form shifts to a gray-skinned drow with red horns, and you recognize, without ever seeing the form in the first place, because you had never laid eyes on Kehlani's form, not since from the very first sessions, that she was your mother all along.
Fuck Shagram's mom. Oh my god, Harry fucked Shagram's mom.
God.
Oh my god, so many people have fucked Shagram's mom.
Holy fuck, Shagram's mom is grooming it now.
Oh my god.
By the way, if you had saw Kehlani's form all that time ago, that would have revealed it, but you never found out.
Oh my god. You being so snoozer-pilled kept this a secret for so long. Literal, like, half a year.
I've waited so long, bro.
Oh my god.
And so...
By the way, this is the second time someone's a PC's mother was banged by another PC.
Technically
First
3
you pull
times.
Dude, I do a little trolling.
Oh my god.
First you pull that with Quinless, and now Shagram.
It happened to Malik's PC, and now Malik is doing it to her.
Oh.
So, and that's where we'll end the session.